To start with the team news then, it looks like Rob Burrow, Ash Golding in the squad. How likely are they to play?
Unlikely, and we just give them a test. Rob won't make it for tomorrow, and I don't think Ash Golding's going to be right either. Carl Albert's also got tonsillitis, so and it's a bad version of it as well, so he's missing as well.
Other than Carl, how close were the other two to making it?
Yeah, reasonably close. Rob very close. Ash Golding, who's the last time he played, he'd been carrying this hammy now, so he never quite got rid of it, but made a decision to play. So, we'll take a more measured approach with him.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan is available again now. How pleased will you be to have him back?
Yeah, very much so. He's a bit of a workhorse for us, a smart fella. Certainly a senior bloke in the dressing rooms. For big games like this, you want those, so it's great to have him back.
Even with those couple of absentees, do you feel you're in a better position now to give Cass a real test than perhaps you were earlier in the season?
Yeah, listen, we're going for Cass tomorrow night. Our blokes are going into battle tomorrow night, and they're a good team. They're top of the tree, and they're 6 points in front of us, and we want to get league leaders, so we're having a crack tomorrow night. We're showing up.
And what do you expect from Cass? Do you think there will be a bit of a backlash after their cup exit?
Yeah, probably. If you was Castleford, yes, and I know they'll all be disappointed with that. But I think they need to be more worried about us tomorrow night than being out the cup.
A lot's made of their attacking prowess. Do you think maybe Leeds' attacking prowess is maybe being underestimated a little bit?
No, I think we've had enough. I think we've lacked a bit of a cutting edge at times this year, and I won't be upset if people questioned our attack. But it's a long season, and you don't have to have everything in place all the time. And certainly, if you ask most people, would you rather have your attack in place or would you rather your defence in place? I think most coaches and most players would say, well, let's build up on great defence. So we're getting better with attack, and it has at times been very, very good this year. But I'd agree that we haven't been as consistent with our attack. But it's round. I never know what round it is. 19 or 20, is it? I can't remember. So we've got some time to get that right.
Certainly, from the defence point of view, though, you have been exceptionally strong 2 recent games with a 0 on the other side of the score sheet.
For the majority of the year, I think we've been really good. And even in games where we've conceded maybe 2 or 3 tries, teams have had to fight really hard for it.
It's quite a quick turnaround for Castleford as well. Do you think that might work in Leeds' favour?
Yeah, I don't. I'm not bothered.
A couple of days either way doesn't make that much difference.
Yeah, I'm not bothered. I think whether they've had 8-day build-up or a 3-day build-up, we're coming for them tomorrow night, and it doesn't matter how much time they've had off. It doesn't matter whether they've been lost in the Challenge Cup the week after. It doesn't matter. It's all about tomorrow night.
A huge crowd expected as well. We understand possibly the biggest crowd between these two sides in Super League history. Is that a real testament to just how much there is riding on this game?
I think it's a testament to where Cass are at, and they'll certainly bring some people. There's not a better place to be on a Friday night than when it's a big game at Headingley. They're fantastic. We had a really special night a few weeks ago against Warrington at Headingley, and albeit I think tomorrow's night scoreline is going to be a little bit tighter than that was. I'm hoping it's going to be a similar type of night. The crowd are great. Our crowd buy into these occasions better than most, I would say, and really do make it an occasion. And they've got a bit of character in but they've certainly got a personality in our crowd, and see the funny side of things. Not that I'm listening to all the songs that they sing, but sometimes you can't avoid hearing them. So it's we're looking forward to having a big night tomorrow night, a good night.
Although Castleford do have a good recent record at Headingley, is there any element of we want to set the record straight a bit here?
I think we've got to perform tomorrow night. I think the team has keep threatening to be a good team this year. We do, and we've got to perform tomorrow night. We want to win. We'll be really disappointed if we don't. But we need to have some stuff in the locker towards the back end of the year, and I've used this before. Towards the back end of the year, you need to know that against the good teams, which Castleford are, a very good team, that you need to be able to show up and nail some stuff that you plan. Whether that gets you the win or not, we can handle the disappointment or not. But certainly, we need to trade punches with a great team tomorrow night and trouble them.
And Leeds have developed a reputation over the years for knowing when to come good, always manage to come good at the right times. Would a win tomorrow night really send out that message that, yeah, we're in the right place now towards the back end of the season to see it through?
Yeah, probably. Although I hasten to add those Super 8s are it's like walking across the Gobi Desert with no water, and you've got another 4,000 miles. I watched the film the way back last night, and it is an hard arena to be in. So yes, I think tomorrow night's win would put us in good stead, but there's a long, tough part of the season to go just yet.
Thank you.
Brian, you said going into the Magic weekend against Cass, it'd be a test of where you were at that point. Is it marker down time now for you boys, do you think?
Well, I thought it was a testament to where we was. I think we were there, nearly there, but for a couple of blips in D and a blunder catching the ball, you know, we traded with them. But clearly they had a bit more execution than us on game day, and that's what their strength has been this year, their execution when they're attacking the opposition's try line. So yeah, we'll see where we're at.
It feels as though the competition's starting to intensify a little bit now. Obviously, teams keen to get in the top 4 ahead of the Super 8s. How important a game is this?
Significant, but we're not at the stage where we're saying we've got to win. Now, everybody who hears me say that will say, well, you don't want to win. Yeah, I do want to win. Did you have that impression then? We do want to win. We'd be extremely disappointed if we don't win. But you've got to look at these, you know, we're always looking at these things long term. Where we'll be in a month's time, where we'll be. What we need to be like come the back end of September, you know, going into October. That's where we're all gearing up towards.
In terms of the League Leaders Shield, if you want to get your hands on that, is it important you win this game? Because 8 points would be a lot to claw back.
You can pin me down on that, yes, that's true. We can't lose tomorrow night. If we want League Leaders, we cannot lose tomorrow night. There's still a scenario where we might get it, but that's a weird scenario that happens where Cass go on a massive losing run and we go, you know, and we maintain our stuff. No, if we want League Leaders tomorrow night, we need to win tomorrow. We want League Leaders this year, we need to win tomorrow night.
How important is it you're in the top 4 come the Super 8 split? Obviously you get an extra home game and that could be crucial, couldn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. I think it's a big thing. It's a big thing. And I think in the two versions, stop cutting me off.
I'm not meaning to, but you've finished.
In the two previous Super 8 formats so far, I think I'm right in saying that those that have gone in top 4 by round 23 have stayed there. Their positions have jostled, but they've stayed there. Now that's no guarantee, but it gives an indicator already, a bit of a trend there.
And looking at this
now
game,
you can ask your question.
Thank you. And looking at this game, do you feel the pressure's on Castleford coming into it? Everyone's talking about them and how well they're doing, but if you do beat them on Friday, they're only 2 wins in front of you.
Yeah, I thought Darryl was really clever and almost too clever for his own good last week when he tried to assume or tried to insinuate that they were the underdogs going into the Challenge Cup. How on earth could they be the underdogs going into the Challenge Cup? So I don't know if that worked. They're a good team. They're playing extremely well and at times can't be touched. And I agree, at times this year they can't be touched. And you know, the way that you people have spoke about them all year, it's as if they've invented another version of the game. And if you look at some of the numbers in previous seasons about how other teams have played and where they're at this stage of the year, their attack and their defence, I don't know, I feel you lot have put them on a pedestal and put them under pressure. I think for them to maintain how you people believe they have played would be hard for them.
How do you rate them as a side then? What are their strengths?
Yeah, I've already said it. I think they're a good team. I think their execution near the opposition's try line stand out alone in the comp. I also got to say that I don't think many teams are good defensively opposite that couple of special players they've got. Remind me very much of when Michael Maguire came to Wigan and they had a load of these block shapes going on and ran them extremely well and put the whole competition on the back foot because nobody could quite deal with it. And that's pretty much what's going on with Cass. And I'm not trivialising it at all. I think it's very good. I think there's some great skill. And it's not just that. I think they've got some other stuff. I think they've played with the freedom as well. But I've got to say, and this is not, I don't care how it sounds, I've got to say that they've faced some very poor defences so far this year as well. including ours in round wherever it was when we went over there, and we were awful. We were just awful in defence. So as the competition warms up, as people start to sharpen up and start sharpening their focus on top four, we're the intensity of the games will start to have a bearing, I would say.
It feels this is the big game. Have you almost had to calm your players down this week, or is it just another game for them?
No, it's not just another game. As I've already said, we're going into battle tomorrow night. We're coming for Cass. We want to get Cass, and I'm saying that with the greatest respect to them. I think that's a compliment to them. We need tomorrow night to have any chance of winning the league leaders. So, but I'm keen to stress as well the bigger picture of where we're at. We've got to perform first. We've got to really play well, and I want us to play well against a good team, which is a big ask.
Is this a game that excites you as a coach?
I haven't been able to speak to my players like I've spoken to them this week for 18 months. We've had too much stuff to fix up. The ocean liner that goes off course, and it takes it miles and hours and hours and miles for it to get back on course, and that's what we've been doing. And we're getting back on course now. And I spoke to them this morning. And give them some stuff and give them some targets and give them some goals and almost give them a mindset that I haven't been credibly able to do for 18 months, since 2015. Couldn't do it all the way through last year, and we've been fixing things up and adjusting things and improving gradually this season. And on that note, I'm really excited to watch our boys play tomorrow night.
Brian, how much or what have your players, and particularly the young ones, learned from previous results against Cass this season, or do you think that this game conversely just needs to be taken in a bit of isolation?
No, I think we've learned some harsh lessons between in the two Cass games that we've played, and then watching them play this year, they're as I've already said, they've been a standout in some areas of the game. So we've picked some stuff off Cass, we've learned from Cass, and we're hopefully going to try and turn it back and put it into our game.
I just wanted to ask about Stevie Ward as well. Could be set for a landmark appearance. Your thoughts on him and what he's produced.
What is his landmark appearance? Go on,
it's 100,
help me.
I think it is.
100
games.
100 games, yeah.
Your thoughts on him and his time at Leeds so far? I know blighted by injuries to an extent, but in terms of his attitude, of course, other things.
Yeah. He'd be one of the good ones. When I retire, Steve, he'll be one of the good ones that I remember. I remember them all. They've all got a part to play, but he'd be one of the good ones. He's a good bloke, him. He's a special man, and went through some stuff, all the way through 2015. And ever since I've been coaching him, we spend as much time talking about how to deal with an injury as we do about how good a player he is. When he plays, he's just great. He's great. He's one of those blokes who's got a blend of just being as tough as you come, but being an extreme athlete and can play as well. Now, we have some really tough blokes who are really good athletes, but they don't quite get the game. But he gets it all, And I think with a run of about 100 games without any injury, without any lengthy layoff, you'd see an absolute world-class player in Stevie. And he's been great for us this year. So, for him to get 100 games, it's a good one for him because he has been sat at the sideline a lot. But the Jamie Jones and the Magsies and the Kevs and the JPs that retire and move on, and you end up losing a bit of what we're about, and you've got to instill it into other people. And your management of the squad when those senior blokes retire, you hopefully have put enough time and effort into the Stevie Wards and the Liam Sutcliffes and the Ash Goldings, so they wear the badge and they understand what it's about. And they don't think it's, wearing a Rhinos badge means they can drive a nice car and get the collars up and be all follow themselves. Wearing the Rhinos badge means you've got to be a certain bloke, and Stevie gets that. He gets that, and I'm really pleased when he's in, and when he's not in the team, I get worried a bit.
Thank you.
Going back to Cass, Hull have the better of them this season. Is there anything you can use from those games in your planning for Friday?
Yeah, there's some bits and bats. Look, I thought Hull played a really good Challenge Cup game, and it wasn't the prettiest, and it wasn't the game full of finesse from Hull, but they ran incredibly hard, managed the kicks, and managed some important moments in the game. And sometimes in cup games you've got to do that. The difference between cup and league in some elements of it is that you just got to make sure every kick chase or a challenge near their try line is dealt with, because if you don't, you're out, you're gone, there is no next week. And it does bring that intensity to it, whereas in league games there's always a progression, and players play with a bit more intensity, and I thought all nailed the intensity of the game.
Will you be using that kind of intensity at the Challenge Cup field tomorrow?
Yeah.
In both Hull's wins, they've got off to fast starts. Is that the key to beating this Cas side?
I don't know if it's the key, but it's a nice, isn't it? It's a nice if you can get that, but I think it's the key. I think, Cas have been renowned for the last few seasons now, because this season isn't just come out the blue. Cas have been a good team for a couple of years now. Been certainly good in attack, and they're renowned for coming out the blocks and putting teams under the pump and scoring 2 or 3 tries real early. So, if we could do that to them, that'd be great. But it's not a must.
Looking at the bigger picture, does the struggles of your traditional rivals for the title improve your chance to get into Old Trafford?
I'm not that clever. Explain that. Say that again.
With Wigan, Warrington, St Helens out of the picture for now, does that improve your chance to reach Old Trafford with the likes of Salford Wake up there instead?
I don't know about that. I'm not sure. I wish Wigan and Warrington were there. I wish Saints were there. I wish Bradford was still there. I wish our comp had those who've got the biggest crowds and got the most money. I wish they were always at the top of the league. I wish those games. I wish the Wigan and Saints game attracted 20 and 25s like it used to do. I wish the Leeds Bradford game still was a Super League game and attracted 20-25,000 people. Now listen, Salford have done a fantastic job. Ian Watson's done a great job with them. Chris Chester has really raised some eyebrows with what he's doing with Wakefield there. But if you ask me what I'd prefer, I'd rather be crossing swords with the usual teams.